Welcome to this week's episode of Sister Code. I'm Ariel from the new 107.3 The Beat.
And I'm Ages of Ada, and my contact is moving, so I'm over here like,
Look, you are never ready when we hit go.
I'm never ready. Girl, I'm never ready. I'm never ready.
Never ready when we hit go. It's all G though. It's kind of a slow week. Cardi B has her second Pepsi commercial under her belt. Shout out to her because she has definitely
she's doing her thing.
Been working.
Yes.
Working.
And on her Instagram, 3-4 in the morning, she's with her baby.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I
know she's tired because I'm tired.
Yes, that's mom life. You never turn it off.
Yeah. I don't think that's something I wanted to talk about today. It's a little personal, but I don't care. I have to be transparent. I don't think men get it.
I know they don't. I mean, you and I were just kind of sitting here talking about that because both of us are mothers. And what's funny is you're in the home with your son's father.
Yeah, my kid's dad is in the home with me.
And I'm separated from my son's father.
Yeah, they're co-parenting.
We're co-parenting. We're co-parenting, but it's almost like all of the responsibilities still, whether you have the father in the house or your co-parent, it still feels like as women, the responsibility of the children always falls back on us.
Yes, and it's heavy.
And it's almost like the only responsibility. And what's so funny is I saw a Facebook friend of mine who wrote a message, and y'all might be Facebook friends with this woman too, but she said,
go ahead.
She said something to the effect of, I'm tired of pretending like I'm stronger than what I am to deal with it. Ugh. And I know I can't be alone. And the number of women that were sounding out
that
on
a spiritual level.
Yes,
right?
because sometimes we are so overwhelmed because while we know we can't do it all alone,
we still try. In our mind, shit has to get done.
And not only does it have to get done, but we know what it's like to go without that help. So we try to be other people's help.
Right. Ugh. And it's funny because I'm sitting here bitching about having my baby. Okay, so he's only in daycare part time because I'm not working full time. I'm not clocking in full time right now. So he's on there part time. And yesterday I woke up too late. If you don't get him to daycare before 9 o'clock, he can't come.
Yeah.
So any parent who has daycare, you know that. Okay. Yeah. He has me up all night, so I overslept. Mm-hmm. So he's stuck at home with me, right? So anyway, my husband works out there. He gets home about 6, whatever. Yeah. And he wants to chill. And I'm like, okay, my baby's, he's crawling and trying to walk. So everything he sees, it could be a freaking rubber band. It could be
stuff that you can't even see.
Everything in his damn mouth.
You can't find an earring back on the floor in the carpet, but he can find it.
So you can't for 2.5 seconds take your eyes off of somebody. So that's pressure.
Right.
For 24 hours out of your day to have even when we sleep, I have to make sure he ain't jumping out the bed. So it's pressure. So when the other parent comes around, it's like, hey, okay,
finally a break.
I can take and you look up, he's doing something else.
Yes, and you're like, I need a break, and then they hit you with the I've been at work all day. What the hell you think? Just because I'm in the comfort of our home does not mean that I've been working all day. Shit. Sometimes be my help.
Be my help. Shit. Yeah, it works both ways. I know a woman is supposed to be the man's help or whatever, but shit, let's help each other.
Exactly.
2019, women working too, just like y'all. It's not like we just sitting at home not doing anything.
And even if she isn't working, still
that's a job, taking care of a kid.
It's that consideration of no, it ain't a job because jobs you get vacations from,
and you get paid for them,
and you get paid for them.
Okay, so it's some slavery shit.
And don't get it twisted. Motherhood has its perks
rewarding.
And it has its rewards, but it also has those times where it tries you more than anything. And that's why it was. And it's you try to have that compassion because again, you want somebody to be that help for you, and you know what it's like to not have that help. But at the same time, you God damn it, nigga.
I still have my salon at home, so I had to do some hair. I did some locks. So I'm like, hey, Lena, Dad's not home, so hey, Lena, can you watch him? She's sick of him. She goes to give him to Jada, the other sister, and then pass him around until somebody's tired, and then I'm in the middle of doing hair. A kid will bring me the baby. Hey, and it's not their responsibility.
It is.
So it's just okay. So then I have to have my client hold the baby, and it's just this mom life shit.
Figuring out how to get it done by any means necessary. And what we're saying in essence is we feel like men don't have that same responsibility.
I don't.
And maybe it's because society has set it up to where they have been conditioned to not
to feel
have
like
that
it's not like they're the second in command or something.
Right. where they get to be like the backup player. And it's like, no.
Player, we are here together, front line.
You know, this ain't football. We need all players on deck.
Even in football, you take a teamwork.
It does. But it's 2 quarterbacks in this bitch.
Yeah.
Okay? Both of us.
Right.
It's 2 of us.
Yeah. So if you're out there struggling with parenting, we feel you. But I will say this. My brother and sister-in-law, they just had triplets. Yeah, I'm going to help babysit today, and it's going to be fun. And I went once last Sunday, and I realized that it's 3 times. It's not just one kid.
Shout out to all the mommies out there that got
multitasking with multiple babies around the same age, then God bless you. And I've always said that God only gives special people twins.
Right.
And they laugh at me. She's a pediatrician and he was a youth pastor for like 28 years. So I'm like, if God had asked me or you, hey, who's equipped to take 3 at one time? They're literally
I would not have been in that line with
they're the only couple who could fit the, you know.
Yeah.
Because they're close to God. You have to be close. You have to have some type of spiritual connection to parents.
Honestly,
you will lose your shit.
Hell yeah, that's the thing that covers you when you like, and I'm gonna choke my child.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you go to jail. It's not right. It's immoral.
No, the Holy Spirit just steps in and says, "Come, my child, have my child.
Let me breathe."
There is a scripture for this.
No, but for real.
Yeah. Like, you know, so shout out to all the moms, especially like I watch my cousin. She has 4 kids. Her youngest baby is, I think, about 4 or 5 months old, and her oldest is 7. Right. So we're between the age of a couple months and 7 years old, and there's 4 of them.
My grandma had us back to back. My brother was 7 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And now, like, we were bad as shit too, y'all, especially me.
Of course.
So now I'm like catering to her every day. Hey, you need this? Hey, you need that? I bought her. I gotta go pay her bill today. Like, I'm doing whatever I can for her because now I realize how big of a freaking job. That's huge.
It is. Like, I didn't realize half of the, and it's not just the physical work that goes into mommying. It's the mental, because there are times where I have to step back and go, did I do today right?
Especially
when you talk to my kid right?
Especially when you have to correct them. Exactly. It's so hard because you don't want to constantly be on their neck, like, you know. But at the same time, you can't see them fucking up and not say nothing. Like hey kid.
A couple days ago, and it's, of course, you know, grandparents are always going to take care of their grandbaby.
Yes,
but I was fussing at him for doing something, and he started crying, and I kind of turned my back to him, and my mom and them were like, "Oh, come in," and I was like, "No, do not baby him, don't touch him, don't coddle him, because he'll never understand how to handle his emotions if we keep doing the shit for him." You know?
Yeah, my husband has.
But then there's this little part of me that kind of wanted to go, okay, you're right. Okay, I can fix it.
So I don't know if this is right or wrong, and I guess each parent is different. But whenever he disciplines him, he'll still show him that he loves him.
Yeah, I think that's important.
And I think it's important too. But at the same time, I think it makes me feel crazy. It's like, do you understand how serious this is? If I'm getting on you and then turn around like, but it's okay, kiss, kiss.
Yeah, but I think that there still does have to be that other side where you go, you know what, I'm correcting you,
but I still love you.
Right. Like, I still got your back. That way,
like old school BS. I'm this gonna hurt you. This gonna hurt you. What?
And you know what? That's another thing. Like my parents were big on discipline, and so yeah, we did get whoopings with a belt. Like, to this day, I still cringe when I hear the closet door creak open.
For real.
Listen, I was bad as hell. But like, I don't necessarily physically handle my child, because I always feel like there's a better way to deal with situations other than getting physical with them. But then sometimes it's like, I feel like there is no other way.
My 9-year-old Lena, okay, she didn't get that many spankings. She got a few of them, whatever. But when I met my husband, he was kind of like, you know, talk to her, don't just beat her ass.
Yeah,
but now I'm like, she didn't get enough whoopings, because every time I tell her something, she wants to negotiate. Hey, Lena, it's your bedtime. Well, I was just gonna do this first. Who are you talking to?
But you know what? Why don't we? It's like there's part of you that really wants to encourage that, because you don't want to.
Yeah, I do love that, and I explained to her that that's fine to negotiate, but not with mommy. When mommy tells you to do something.
Here's why I'm telling it to you, little sis. It's because it's the best thing for you right now.
Yeah.
You actually don't know what's best for you.
No, she's literally getting up every morning at 6:30 to wake me up because she doesn't want a bedtime. And I'm like, if you don't have a bedtime, you're not going to get up. She was like, I'll get up for a whole week straight. She's negotiating. If I can get up for a week straight without you waking me up, can I not have a bedtime. She doesn't understand. The bedtime is the reason you get up on time. So
Right.
Without the bedtime, you're not gonna do it.
Right. She has can't logic.
So when Saturday comes, Friday I'll let her stay up, and I told her, you have to wake me up tomorrow too. It has to be 7 days straight, and she's not gonna get up until 10. And mommy wins.
So you get to prove your point every time.
Anyway, but shout out to all the working moms out there, especially with multiple kids. I had one child for about 4 years. Then when I met my husband, I inherited 3. And it's a difficult task to parent one child.
Now, like the blended family.
That's a whole
big ups to you
that's
on that one.
Another level, kid.
Because in my head, I said, God, my next man has no kids, but he wants mine, and that's it. Amen.
Righteously, I feel like if you have one, you gotta accept at least one.
No.
But
I don't have to do that.
You don't have to do shit.
That's not actually not what
it is a task though to love to because as a step parent, it's okay for you to be there, provide, big up, but how dare you correct them? How dare you correct them? And that's like the toughest job. It's tough, but it's getting better with time. Because now it's like, why are you telling me? Go tell them. It's like do the work. So a lot of prayer. I have never, ever talked to God in my 30 years of living as much as I have being married to.
Listen, you don't have any other choice when you're married. Because, again, that is the covering that keeps covering.
Also, I must say, without my friends who've had experience before me, I probably would have walked away a long time ago. She's like, no, sis, it's going to be a little difficult.
Right. Because and I think a lot of times we hear marriage is hard, but they don't go into detail about this is why it's hard.
And we're so stupid. We're like, oh, it's okay. I love him. It'll be great. And then we get there. It's like, what the fuck? What did I do?
Sometimes love is the only thing that saves you from pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
And when I say trigger, I mean an actual factual trigger. Okay? That episode of Snapped in the Making. That is the only thing that keeps you without a felony on your record.
Love is.
Yes.
Love is. Forgiveness.
It is. You gotta read 2 Corinthians.
Compromise.
It is. It's compromise, especially it's selfless.
Ugh.
Love is selfless because a lot of times it's our ego that is fucking with us.
Me and my husband broke up one time, y'all, and I realized that we don't love each other like we should. Yeah. When it comes to our children, no matter who they decide to be, no matter what choices they decide to make, we love them. We don't give our spouses and our friends that same grace, and we're supposed to.
Yeah. Now there are moments. Please don't get it twisted. There are moments, especially when you are in physical danger.
Yeah. Now we're not talking about some abusive shit.
You gotta grab that shit
and get the fuck on.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying no. My grandma has this motto: if he ain't beating on you or cheating on you, you can work it out.
Yeah. Granted, that's another thing where it's like, how much love do I have for this person where I am willing to stick it out? How much am I willing to sacrifice to stick it out with this person? And if I ain't got it in me, shit, I don't owe nobody no explanation. I ain't got it in me.
Period.
It
takes 2.
It does.
Look, and I've come to the conclusion, and I'm a lover of love, y'all. Pisces all the way through. Sun sign and moon sign, right?
You are a sun sign and rising sign.
What? Pisces all the way. Crybaby, and I'm a lover of love. But I've come to the conclusion sometimes love is a decision.
It is.
It's not just
and it's proactive.
It's proactive. You have to decide, because I love this person.
Yeah. Love is always in motion. Love is always in action.
It's not exactly.
Yeah.
It's what you do.
It is. And
love is what love does.
As a Pisces moon, of course, I am a lover of love. But as a Taurus, I am not a lover of commitment. And as I was telling her that the other night, I texted an ex that I knew was thousands and thousands of miles away because I knew that I could get everything that I wanted.
I said, you did
the commitment.
Because you ain't gotta act on shit.
I ain't gotta do a damn thing.
Sis is the one who would talk all that free code shit when she's a virgin. That's who she is.
Because I like the option of being able to do what the fuck I want, and that's really my whole purpose behind that. I like the option of doing what the fuck I want.
You're such a guy.
Oh,
you're such a guy. Am I? Yes, no. That's such a man trait. I want to do what I want. I'm not gonna commit no titles because
I like all the mushy.
I'm big on titles, okay?
I'm big on all the mushy romantic shit, but I also need to be able to do what the fuck I want to. Like, relationships have never honestly, relationships have never felt like, they've always kind of felt like a checklist, a to-do list, and they've felt more like obligations than volunteer.
Right.
And if I ever get to the point where I feel like this is more about me volunteering for this relationship,
versus what I want to do, is too much pressure.
And we all know me.
Man logic.
We all know me. Ariel does not respond well to stuff that she is required to do. Okay, I don't like to do what I'm told.
You guys, what about you as Gemini? When I tell you, God makes no mistakes. My best friend and my husband have these same logic. He'll say some stupid shit, and I'll be like, "That doesn't make sense, Ariel. Why would?" And she's like, "Nah, that makes perfect sense. Sis. You." I'm just like.
I'm a rising Gemini. I have a lot of Gemini-like behaviors, and I hate Geminis. But no, that's just it right there. It's like I already know what my issue with commitment is. It feels more like a checklist, a to-do list, an
don't
obligation.
Get me wrong, I love that.
I hate that.
No. I love what you're saying, and once it's the obligation, it doesn't feel the same. It's like I want to do it.
Right.
I want to do it.
I want to do it because I want to do it.
I think that's a rebellious spirit, though.
I have a rebellious spirit. I've been
totally rebellious, though.
And that's why my child is so fucking rebellious. But I mean,
since we almost 30, you're gonna have to let that rebellious.
No. But I feel like it's the thing that has catapulted me to where I'm at, to where I don't settle for anything. I'm either gonna get what I want or fuck that shit.
Makes sense.
I'm either gonna get what I want or fuck that shit. And either you gonna get what you want or fuck that shit.
Right, we can't be advertising people on here. Anyway. Okay, are we going to say personal, or are we going to talk about, what time is it?
We're 15 minutes in.
Okay, we'll talk more next time. Or you want to keep talking?
I mean, you can't. I
kind of wanted to talk about, I do need to go.
No, I mean, I thought you were about to say something.
Yeah, but it's totally off topic. I want to talk about Big Boy performing for the Super Bowl and how people were pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Because, a bunch of black people were like, they're not performing because, Kaepernick or whatever.
But you know what? And when Charlamagne said it, I was like, that's what I've been saying. It isn't so much about Kaepernick being out of a job. It's about a racist system.
Right.
That's the problem. The problem is not that Kaepernick is out of a job.
It's the fact that he's out of a job because he took a knee to say, stop killing black people.
It's the fact that the NFL is so hell-bent on continuing racism, being a vehicle for racism.
But even though he performed, they had the lowest views in 10 whole years.
Exactly. And as a black man, it should have been bigger because nobody gets paid for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, yeah.
It's the A1.
That's what CeeLo Green commented. Was like, he got $1 million worth of publicity.
Worth of publicity. And yes, the publicity is good, but at what point do you stop selling your soul?
Well, his coins are low. So
like, look how
I don't know about his coins, but he hasn't been out in the forefront.
He may not have been, but guess how much money he might be making behind the scenes.
And they say he's from Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
He had them ATL Ho and ATL.
It's so funny because
everybody from Atlanta's like, that nigga's from Savannah.
A lot of people go, the most successful people have the most followers and are influencers on social media. One of the most powerful women in the iHeart business has about 800 followers on social media.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I tell you she a mover, she a shaker, the Breakfast Club don't happen without her.
It's all a
but she got 800. Yeah. So you could look like you ain't got shit, but have all the shit in the world.
She said the government takes 45% of their money.
Yeah.
So if you got to make $1 million, just spend $500,000, and all that money don't go to her. She got to pay makeup, nails. She got to pay everybody, so they don't.
To keep up the look.
Honestly, the artist is the bottom of the barrel. Whatever you're seeing put out front, they're the bottom.
Yeah.
Everybody around
them is spending all this money. As him performing at the Super Bowl halftime show, again, when do we turn around and say enough is enough? White people are always counting on us.
Beyonce, how you let Chloe and Haley perform?
And white people are always counting on us to turn the other cheek when it comes to racism, so that it can continue. And the system doesn't continue until we unless we stop feeding into it at some point.
And that's the word.
And only a third of us are turning the other cheek, while the other ones are like, well, we can't beat it, so we might as well join them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, Harriet Tubman left slaves behind. And their descendants are running rampant out here in these streets and voting for Trump.
Oh, speaking of voting, I think this next election is going to be epic.
I do too. I'm definitely looking forward to see what Cory Booker does.
I'm definitely going to go vote.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, you have to.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't vote for Trump or Hillary because I'm like, they both suck. And now I'm like,
you wish you had.
I should have got my stupid ass up. I literally was like, they're not gonna let Trump win. I didn't know that the hate for women was stronger than the hate for somebody who doesn't.
You know, I don't think it was so much the hate for women. I think both of them were shady ass characters, but one was just a little bit more publicly appealing shady than the other one.
Yeah, she's more secretive about her shade.
Because let's be A1. We can play this game all day long about the Clintons. They were black. They were invited to the barbecue. No, the fuck they weren't. In fact, they were major predators in the 90s when it came to black people. That 3 strikes rule. How many of your cousins and brothers and uncles and shit got affected by that? Thank you so much, Bill Clinton.
Right now, sis.
Thank you so much, Bill Clinton.
I'm not getting all that, but it happens.
Right.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Because I got more to say, but I know I gotta go.
You know you gotta go. Okay. All right. Well, that's this week's episode of Sister Code. Remember, you can find us on the free iHeartRadio app. Just search Sister Code in the podcast section. It's 2 words. Also, you can find us on YouTube. Search Sister Code Podcast.
Because if you just put Sister Code, you're gonna see a whole lot of sisters that ain't sisters.
And last but not least, we're also on Apple Podcasts. Search Sister Code. So there you go. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah. Thanks for watching and listening. Oh, and if you're just listening, we're on YouTube. We just said it. Go watch us. We're like, hey.
Hey.
All right, till next time.
Bye.